Scorpion. Another one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters of all time. And like Sub-Zero, Scorpion is another character that I've drawn probably 1,000,000 times on this channel as well. And most MK players love Scorpion, and amongst many reasons other than the fact that he's a ninja is simply because of Get over here! Get over here! Come here! But today I wanted to look at the top 5 greatest Scorpion designs in Mortal Kombat history, a task that I know is going to be challenging as hell because Scorpion has had some pretty amazing designs in the course of Mortal Kombat history. He doesn't really have many bad ones, so this list will probably be controversial, but I'm trying to be as objective as humanly possible in judging these. So let's see what we have.
Chopping, tenderizing, chopping, cake decorating.
5.
Mortal Kombat X Scorpion. This default Scorpion design, which by the way, at no point in story mode does he actually wear, this kind of bothers me. This is a really cool design and a much more darker Scorpion look than we've typically seen in Mortal Kombat games. Also, the interesting way that the hood sort of fits over his head as opposed to like most of his ninja outfits in Mortal Kombat history was really cool when this first was introduced. It's almost a very simplistic design for Scorpion that sort of fits. And as I've said with the Sub-Zero video talking about his MKX design that I'm also a fan of, the designs in MKX just had such a darker tone to them. It came across really well in the game, I really like it. My only issue with Scorpion's design here, and it's sort of the same thing with the Sub-Zero one, only it's more of a problem with Scorpion than it was for Sub-Zero, is the sort of brown straps that he has all over his design. I don't understand why he has them, or why they all had to specifically be brown, and they don't make sense. He just has sort of wraps and straps and ropes all over his clothes for no real reason. I don't understand why they would be there in such a manner. I know for certain things like his shoulder pads and whatnot, I get that, but like every single thing he has to have them on, like it's a little excessive. And the sort of black and brown accessory look on Sub-Zero complemented the blue, whereas it's a little too much with Scorpion until you see it in motion and gameplay and you see the rest of the fire. It looks really cool. So to me, I absolutely love this MKX Scorpion design. Not the absolute best in Mortal Kombat history, but it's definitely one of. We just should have saw it in story mode more, but whatever.
4.
Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance Scorpion. Personally, this may be one of my favorite Scorpion designs in Mortal Kombat history. Again, typically in Mortal Kombat history, we've only seen up to, at this point would be MK5, a very specific ninja look for Scorpion. This was the first time we got a real departure from the typical look we had seen in most other fighting games with Scorpion in it. And it looked cool. Scorpion looked badass as hell in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance with this design. Topple that with the fact that Chris Casamassa, the guy who played Scorpion in the first Mortal Kombat movie, he almost looks like him in this game, at least with the mask and how his face looks. One of the closest looks to him I've ever seen in a game, which always helps. Also, the baggy pants for the ninja design, he looked so much more like a ninja here than he did in any other Mortal Kombat game. It was awesome. And the accessories and armor he had in this game wasn't as excessive as it was in, say, Mortal Kombat Deception, which I felt like was a little overkill. And the Flaming Skull version of this design as well in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance is also awesome. So yeah, unique for its time and definitely one of Scorpion's most underrated and top designs in MK history.
3.
Mortal Kombat 11 Scorpion. Another design that was not shown that much in story mode, but still cool nonetheless. The initial look at this design in that Mortal Kombat 11 trailer when it was first announced was crazy. He doesn't have as many ridiculous straps and ropes on his design as he did in MKX here. All of them sort of make sense and hold pieces of his clothing in place as it should. The way the hood looks and the shadows over his face look much better. Part of the reason why this design looks so amazing is just because of graphically how much the games have improved over time. MK11 looks amazing in and of itself. That helps out the look of this design a lot. Also, little known fact, there's a lot more red in this design, I think, than there is yellow, but you don't really notice it because of how much the yellow stands out. And once again, lots of blacks and browns. It makes the actual colors pop a lot more. But the red and yellows in this look, you definitely get the fire feel from Scorpion seeing him in this game. So watching him in motion and in gameplay is a big help when looking at Scorpion's design here. I like this a lot better than the quote-unquote classic designs they had for him in MK11 and the Hanzo Hasashi design. This default Scorpion look from this game is amazing. Definitely one of the greatest Scorpion designs in MK history, and I don't think it's appreciated or talked about as much as I feel like it should be. To me, this is sort of a legendary MK design, just not as legendary as the other two that I'm about to mention.
2,
Mortal Kombat 3 Scorpion. I know this is probably going to be a controversial take, but just hear me out. Obviously, in the original Mortal Kombat games, everybody was just a palette swap of a different character. You just took the colors of the ninja and switched them out from person to person on the game, and that was what you got. Everybody had the exact same design. But when you think of this ninja design in UMK3, Scorpion is probably going to be the first ninja that comes to mind. This design is greatly associated with Scorpion more than any other character in MK history. So much more that it was reused for a number of Scorpion's designs in other games, particularly Mortal Kombat 4 and Deception. Both of those games basically have the UMK3 Scorpion design. As far as I'm concerned, this is his design. Yes, we know it was applied to every other ninja in the game, but it's not associated with every other ninja. Ermac didn't keep a Ermac looking design throughout MK history. Neither did Rain or Reptile or Sub-Zero for that matter. But Scorpion for the longest time has retained this look. Hell, even in the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer when he appears again, they show sort of this look for Scorpion yet again. Hell, it was even ripped off for Tremor's design in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, though we will not talk about that game any further. To me, this Scorpion design is absolutely one of the greatest of his designs in Mortal Kombat history. Not to mention the actual padded ninja look that looks so different from his original Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 designs, and the way the mask fit and how much he almost looked like a skull in just the character art. This will almost be a definitive Scorpion design in MK history, if it wasn't for number 1. Before I actually touch on number 1, I want to get this out of the way ahead of time, which is probably going to spoil the actual top design. So, I did not include Mortal Kombat vs. DC Scorpion from this list, and there's a reason for that. The assets and designs between Mortal Kombat vs. DC and Mortal Kombat 9 were pretty much shared, all the way down to similar voice actors and etc. A lot of the costumes and character models, in my opinion, are borderline the same. I think they just made sort of alterations to the clothes themselves. I almost feel like they just slightly changed the models, but they're pretty much the same from both games. I almost wanted to include Mortal Kombat vs. DC Scorpion in this list, but I didn't, for the simple reason that the design that succeeded this is so much more improved and better than this initial design. So instead of completely removing it from the list, I'm actually including this design in with the number 1 greatest Scorpion design in Mortal Kombat history.
1,
Mortal Kombat 9 Scorpion. Easily his greatest character design. Not only does it stick the landing on keeping the classic look of the Scorpion designs from MK's past down to Mortal Kombat's 1, 2, and 3, somebody deserved a bonus whoever came up with the actual Scorpion designs on Scorpion's outfit. From how his swords look to the actual shoulder pads that he has on the ninja design actually looking like scorpion tails, an amazing detail. Like I said, there are aspects and assets of this design that are taken solely from the Mortal Kombat vs. DC look. Hell, the mask is exactly the same if I'm not mistaken, but how it was improved upon in this look I feel like is vastly better. I felt like the Mortal Kombat vs. DC designs had an issue of almost being over-designed in certain aspects, having too many accessories, etc. Numerous extra shoulder pads and straps that didn't need to be there on the characters, but Scorpion didn't have that. He was almost underdeveloped in hindsight when compared to his Mortal Kombat 9 design. And we keep revisiting the MK9 design as time rolls on anyways. Its improved look in MKX I feel like looks even better than it did in the initial Mortal Kombat 9 game. Once again, The benefit of improved graphics sort of help out a lot with a lot of these game designs, but it is what it is. But the details in the material of the designs, the sort of gold coloring as opposed to just outright yellow also helps this out a lot too. Once again, I don't know why that's the case. It just looks far better. In my opinion, that MK9 Scorpion is the greatest Scorpion design in Mortal Kombat history. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think is his greatest designs, or if there's any designs that should be on the list that I happened to skip over. And you all have a good one, and I'm out.